So you've heard of the I don't know if I want to say theory, but that half of who they say are African Americans or a slave descent from Africa are really just Native Americans.
No, that's what I'm going into. I did my DNA test.
Okay.
So right in like 2011, 12, I started coming across the 5%ers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I became, Future Allah and all that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Building, doing all that.
One of the few name changes that happened.
Right. Building up, whatever. And that I remember coming across the lesson and they're like Asiatic black man. I'm like, Asiatic? Like what? I never heard this much. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Yeah, that term started being popular at a point too.
And when you get to the Asiatic, that's really the Native American, because when you get into the lesson, they'll tell you a certain amount of the people that's 5%. You know what I'm saying? That know the truth, whatever. The percentage of that, some of them are Native American. You know what I'm saying? Just like they say in the Hebrew Israelite lost tribes, some of them they got a tribe for Native Americans too. You know what I'm saying? So some of them got to be, you know what I'm saying, dark skinned people from here a long time. Right. But so I do my DNA test, whatever, and my grandmother called me like a week before it come. You feel me? This is months. I had to wait months.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yo, she's like, Aunt, my grandfather is Native American. We used to braid his hair, long hair. I'm like, what? I never really heard that. But I kind of think I heard it one time. Maybe my family knew when I was young. Because when I was in school, I remember telling somebody Native American, Jamaican, blah, blah, blah. And my shit, I don't know what Native Americans. Somebody had to say it, though, as a young person. You know, we get impressions here and shit. Like, okay, So, blah, blah, blah. The test come back. Mind you, I did it through African Ancestry. Out of all the DNA test ones, that's probably like the least shadiest when you look. Okay,
that can give you the most
23andMe, they gonna give their shit to what you call it. Ancestry, they gonna give their shit to police and all that. African Ancestry, they be like, we put you in a database and we'll throw your shit out. Yeah. Once your shit there, you get your shit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not in our database. Is they telling the truth or not? Who knows? But it's black scientists too. But it's all an African database. When my shit come in, I'm thinking I'm about to be like Somali or shit. You know, what tribe I'm at? That shit said Native American populations D. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like what?
Yeah, what is Native American population?
And mind you, I did one of the high end expensive tests, so like 300. You feel me? Something like that.
So it's giving you details.
And it's giving me. I'm doing the women's lineage because I was raised with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to define what the women's is. Go your mom. That's what they do. And that shit said Native American population D. Haplogroup D. Mind you, my father's a pale skin motherfucker. My mom is brown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I'm going to, African, it's going to be through her.
Yeah, exactly.
So that shit blew my mind. I'm like, what? So I started researching haplogroup D. I'm like, they're not telling me no tribe. That kind of corny. Like, why I can't get no tribe? Whatever.
Is it like zip codes? How they classify it or something like that?
I don't know. It don't say no zip code though. They go by just migration. They go through because it's genetics.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm doing straight genetics.
You're right.
I ain't doing genealogy. I'm doing genetic tests.
Right.
So they going through saliva. You know what I'm saying? They diving in. So bang, they like. So I start researching it. I find like a slide on motherfucking YouTube, like 20 videos, right, about haplogroup D. They're talking about Nephilium. It's talking about mad shit. People in Tibet. It's talking about people in Japan. It's talking about the Andaman Islanders.
How they all migrated from different places.
The Andaman Islanders are a group of people. I put it in a song sometimes, The Sense and the Leaves. But those are a group of people who they say are stuck in a time warp. They out there still like rural. They like the only there's a few groups of people like in the Amazon and over there like under India. It's an island called the Andaman Island. The string of them.
You talking about that island where they be killing motherfuckers?
If you go over there because they don't know who you are.
It's one of the
if you white, they don't never see you.
That's one of the few islands that never got colonized, right?
Never.
Yeah, because the white people.
They say they're one of the first tribes out of Africa, but when you see my DNA test, it say we are of a non-African lineage. Like the certificate and the shit say non-African lineage. Haplogroup D, one of the most eldest and oldest tribes, and certain tribes to migrate from Asia into North America.
Oh wow!
So they were like, we from Central Asia between Lake Baikal and I forgot what mountain range. The genetic strand popped up variant, but it say non-African. I'm like, how is non-African? How did that ever make sense? But even on a map, it'll show you mitochondria is still like the key. Yeah. But how is that non-African? But I guess it's like that specific genome.
Was it before like the planetary splits or the continental splits?
It's 60,000 years ago. About 60,000.
Okay, so yeah, that's after. That's
about 60,000. So it's definitely after. Damn.
That's still wild. Well, honestly, that's even with the continental splits. That's just history that's taught to us, anyway, based off that.
So the video I went to the Japanese dude video. The Japanese dude, he did a DNA test live on television in Japan. And his DNA test came up on the screen, and I pulled up my shit, and we had genetic codes the same because he's part of obviously. Yeah. So I'm looking what the fuck? Nigga? Not even. I'm gonna show you how weird it is. In the whole slide, it was a dude named the Iceman. So you listen to my Iceman 4,
yeah,
the introduction, and then the shit that Lurch made that beat, and then I go into the skip before that with the dude talking blah blah blah. No, it might be 4. Iceman 4, yeah. So on that, I got a skit and it's saying like, it's one of the oldest intact fossils. It's called Yitsu or something like that. I put it on one of my merches, the t-shirts and shit. But it was like his name was the Iceman. Like they called him the Iceman. I'm like, yo, what in
the
irony?
Fuck
is the odds, nigga?
The irony in that shit.
What in the hell? One of the oldest intact fossils, nigga. They called him the Iceman because he got hit with an arrow on the back and home was slumped in the mountains for like years.
Shit.
And they found him like an ice cube, so his bones stayed together. They said.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? But the Japanese do too. But he traced his shit to Canada, to the Incas. And that's the real Tupac. The real Tupac Amaru is from the Incas, not Tupac Shakur. Well, he got his name after Tupac Amaru. He's from the Inca. They chopped his head off because he was fighting against, I think, the Spanish or what.
Oh shit!
He's from like California.
Yeah, I knew Tupac got his name from something.
Inca King.
Yeah,
we don't get American history.
Yeah, I knew Tupac got
his story.
We got his story. Yeah, we get our story. That's fact.
Or
her story.
So
think about it. Every country in the world know their story, except for people in North America, and we the only people that don't know their shit.
We're literally being like
apparently we getting told. Our
Africa.
parents, when you're a kid before you go to school, your parents not talking about no slavery or no shit like that. You don't know shit about that.